Well, recovery means, to me, it's basically a process of learning to live with my mental health problems, learning to deal with the voices, the shadows on an everyday occurrence. I think Anthony, 1993, describes it very well in his article piece, where he says it's living well with the implications of mental illness. And that's what it truly is to me. I'm living the best I can, one day at a time, with what I have.
Being able to go wherever I need to be able to drive, even with the help of medication, that I'm still able to live a very functional life and get enjoyment out of life. Whereas before, I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have got out of bed in the morning.
Recovery, letter R, I would say that I'm more reflective on and in my everyday experiences of life. E, I'm experiencing life to the full. C, I've more connectedness to other people. O, I'm open to new ideas, new opinions, new learning. V, I have my voice listened to. That's through my peer support service with the Friends Project. E, I'm engaging life and experiencing life and enjoying life. Or I'm remembering my past and present, that's experiences that I've had. And Y is my journey, or your journey, to recovery.
Recovery for me came at that point where my life was meaningful and it was purposeful and I was living anyway, and I had a job and I had interests and I exercised and I did everything, even though I had the panic. It didn't come until I felt that I was really enjoying it.
Well, recovery for me meant being able to get out of bed in the morning, getting a balance back in my life. It still is, for me, getting out of bed in the morning is a really difficult thing for me. And in my recovery, when I was ill, it was the last thing I ever wanted to do. And it just has this great symbolism for me.
Recovery, I realise that recovery is not about a cure or someone being completely well all the time, but about day-to-day managing illness as well as you can, and being able to embrace the ups and downs. For me, in my recovery, as well as for my daughter, in hers.
Recovery is different to each individual person, but when I'm talking about it from an organisational perspective, I'm talking about the culture of the organisation, ensuring that staff who work within the service have a full understanding of what recovery is, have a full understanding of a whole systems approach to the individual, and that they see the individual as a whole person.
So it's learning not to struggle anymore. It's learning to live life without a struggle. It's doing things now that come easy to me. Things I do now in my life come easy to me because of all I've done over the past few years in recovery. I can sit here and talk to you. I couldn't communicate before. So recovery means not struggling anymore.
Well, as a service user, what recovery means to me is a better understanding of the conditions that I've experienced, which are depression and anxiety. I have attended the Mayo Recovery College, which is a place in Castlebar and Ballina that offers classes, and I've learned a lot about the different conditions and how you can carry on with life in the presence of those conditions, and how you can go on and live a reasonably happy life.
What recovery means to me is really about people finding themselves again, rediscovering the life they can have. It's huge because as a nurse, I would have looked at recovery in the past as people getting better, people getting back to their optimum level. That was the terms we used. But now it is about the person finding, discovering, fulfilling their wildest dreams.
Recovery means being honest, okay, as a practitioner, and not being a fixer, Okay, but as a practitioner, we can very much have that opinion that we need to fix everybody, so we don't need to be fixers.
Recovery to me is about hope, really. Hope that the people I work with and support gain some, I suppose, good quality of life and sort of live the life that they want to live.
Well, recovery for me is about understanding my own emotional response to my daughter's mental health difficulties. It's about having hope. It's about living a life without being fearful. And it's about understanding that I have my own recovery, which is absolutely separate from my daughter's recovery.
Well, recovery to me is like when I'm ill, when I'm sick, I'm flat, like. But now that I'm in recovery, I feel like I have a walking stick and I'm able to hobble along. I don't see an end in sight for total recovery, but I feel a lot better than I did 2 years ago.
Recovery means to me, in one word, freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom to have a voice, freedom from hospital, freedom from nurses, freedom from psychiatrists, psychologists, and so on. Freedom of life, to have my life back. That's what recovery means to me.